Remember, Greeny, we had a lot of speculation on whether or not the Nets and Lakers would even be able to play in Shanghai after the tweets from Houston's GM Daryl Morey. But it seems as though the Lakers and Nets have finally been able to play in Shanghai. That game tipped off at 7:30 Eastern on the East Coast. And we're going to run through some of the highlights because we already have some events unraveling that maybe might be bad for the Nets. But we start with LeBron and AD and Irving. Kyrie gets hit here on the nose. Remember, he had a facial fracture in the offseason while playing a pickup game. So unfortunately, he has to go out here. From this point on, he is ruled out from the game. And then we get rolling again with AD and LeBron. The dribble drive, good. Rondo finishes. AD and LeBron would combine for 30 points, pay for 25 minutes so far. We haven't seen him come back in the third quarter. LeBron James 2 for 3 from 3. We expect to see stuff like that. He has 20 points already and 2 assists. And how about AD? He's got 5 assists and 16 points. The runner is good too, a 2-point game right now in the fourth. And Jalen Rose, we were here until, 11 last night, and we didn't even know if this game was going to tip off at all. But so far, AD, LeBron, they look special. What have you seen so far from this matchup and the mesh between those two?
I think their relationship on the floor is happening at the perfect time of each of their careers. I say this all of the time. Sometimes it's not the players that you get, it's when you get them. LeBron in his 17th year is willing to defer to AD. He's going to be the primary ball handler. He doesn't necessarily have to lead the team in scoring, but he will lead the team in assists. He now has somebody in AD who hasn't won championships, hasn't played on a lot of big playoff stages, but he's going to be amongst the league leaders in points, in rebounds, in blocks, and possibly steals. Their pick and roll game is going to be outstanding because both of these guys are truly skilled. AD can shoot the three. He can make the mid-range. He can turn over both shoulders. He can play in half court. He can play in transition. Look at that post move right there. You don't normally see bigs in today's game that can face up actually be able to do both. So having those two guys and another third player that isn't available to them, Kyle Kuzma, he's really the key to unlocking their season. He's shown that he can be a scorer in the game. He has height. He has versatility. I think those three guys and their interchangeable parts are going to be dynamic for the Lakers this year.
Yeah, it's been an incredible mesh so far. We already saw AD. He had 5 assists, too. So the question is, what could stop this team from completely winning the West? Or is there anything that could stop them?
So I always pay attention in the preseason what squads do with their team photo. And I know to a lot of people that didn't play in the league, you're like, what is he talking about? I remember starring in the photo, and I remember not being a part of the big photo. And so when the Clippers do a photo, it's 5 of them, okay? When the Lakers did a photo, it was 4 of them. So what they're still trying to figure out is who's going to be the guy that closes in the backcourt in particular. Is it going to be Rondo? Is it going to be Danny Green? Is it going to be Avery Bradley? Is AD going to finish at the 5 while starting at the 4 for JaVale McGee? So they're going to run into some stiff competition in their own building and from the Houston Rockets, people sleeping on the Utah Jazz, and the Denver Nuggets. But I do think with all things equal, the Los Angeles Lakers have the best chance to win the championship this year.
All right, Jalen, I'm sure you'll get into that deep later on Jalen and Jacoby. Thanks so much for joining us. And
your 2019 Finals MVP, Kawhi Leonard.
Thank y'all for welcoming me here with open arms, man.
What it do, baby?
To say hello as Clippers and falling Kawhi.
It was mutual amongst everybody. He was happy. He was all for it.
I can't take on the next train without thinking the Oklahoma City Thunder. I only care about one team, and that's the Houston Rockets.
I know exactly what we need to do. We'll figure it out this summer.
The Oklahoma City Thunder trading Russell Westbrook to Houston for Chris Paul.
You a bad
I love the city of New Orleans, but I felt like it was time for me to move on.
Kevin Durant headed to Brooklyn to join Kyrie Irving.
The Warriors and the Nets signed and trade for D'Angelo Russell.
I just felt like Boston was the best fit for me.
Jimmy Butler heading to South Beach.
I'm very grateful to be in this position.
Please, after this day, don't call me MVP until I win it again next year.
So much movement in free agency. We needed a comic to break it down all for you. Okay, next Wednesday on ESPN and the ESPN app, we've got an NBA preseason doubleheader coming your way.
What time we come on? That's fine. I can't read. Where are my glasses?
At 7 o'clock, NBA Countdown from the Seaport Studios. You can watch that. Then you can watch the doubleheader. Well, we'll be there for halftimes just for you on ESPN and the ESPN app. You happy, Jalen Rose? Are you?
A little bit bigger.
That's why Jay Will has his glasses on today, so he can read the promos for me. Okay, so we just watched that entire comic of all the movement and free agency. There were 118 players that signed contracts in the first week. We saw 10 NBA All-Stars moving around. So we wanted to play a game of grass is greener, and you guys tell me whether or not.
Okay.
You know, guys were looking over the fence trying to see if somebody else's grass is greener. They moved there, and will it be this season? Let's start with KD, Jay Will.
Well, I mean, look, he got 2 chips. He got 2 finals MVPs. Yeah, the grass is greener. I mean, he's in a better situation with the Brooklyn Nets. Everybody wants Kevin Durant to do it on his own. Now, I know he's out this year. It will be Kyrie Irving's team. But when he comes back, it will be Kevin Durant's team, or that'll be the conversation we'll be having then.
But you didn't say any reason why being with the Nets is better than being with the super team Warriors. That when we start the season, we knew that they was going to win the chip and or be in the finals. The team that he joined...
The trust was broken.
The team that he joined to validate his greatness by winning championships and back-to-back finals MVPs.
That doesn't mean he's not grateful. He's grateful for it, but you don't think that whole situation was time for him to move on? The whole situation with the way the thing went down with the Achilles, whatever you want to speculate, I know he's came out and he said it was his decision to play, but he should have been steered in a different direction. It's in the past. I'm just saying I think that trust was fractured.
He was clearly in a better situation with the Golden State Warriors because he got a chance to play with Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson.
You were hating on him when he was playing there.
That's different.
That's different.
How's that different?
He was in a better situation because I got a chance to see Kevin Durant in the finals every year.
You still may get that down the line.
Is he going to win more championships with the Nets than he won with the Warriors?
No.
Okay.
So is he in a better situation? So what are you basing situation on? Emotionally? What are you basing?
I'm just saying for where he is right now in his career.
Okay.
Right? Like if you've been beaten down and you hear the entire time, and look, we did an interview for the Boardroom. He spoke to Stephen A. Smith, and he was saying he just wanted to go to Golden State to hone his craft, right?
Rich.
He just wanted to go to Golden State to hone his craft. So he got what he got there. It's time to move on and do it on his own 2 feet with Kyrie.
Okay, and that brings up Kyrie. Is the grass greener for Kyrie, leaving the Celtics, headed to the Nets to join up with KD?
Absolutely. It's better for Kyrie to be with the Nets because he's going to be happy. This year he's going to have a chance to be a leader, and he know eventually KD's going to come back. He's playing in his home state. He was unhappy in Boston. They might as well have helped him pack when he left. That's why he apologized for how he didn't deliver what he felt like he could have as a member of the Celtics.
Wait a second, Jay Rose. He didn't have a chance to be a leader with the Celtics? Is that what you're saying? He didn't have a chance to be a leader with the Celtics?
He did have a chance to be a leader with the Celtics.
And what happened?
He said he failed at that job.
Okay, I agree with you. It's better for him in New Jersey. I just wanted to ruffle you. See where you would go with it.
Hey, he's in Brooklyn.
It's okay. It's right down the street.
I know. It's all right.
You're from Dirty Jersey.
I will say this for Kyrie, though. Like him owning the fact that his grandfather passed away and he didn't handle that situation, just from a mental health perspective, the way he's coming into this season and the way he's trying to corral his teammates together, like I think this is a way better situation for him.
He was very open about that.
I don't think Brad Stevens, a brilliant X's and O's coach, I don't know if he's been in so many situations where he's had to handle strong personalities. And I think we saw a little bit of a flaw in his game last year.
And maybe the only good thing that could come from KD not being able to play is the fact that Kyrie has to be that lone leader and shoulder that burden for this entire season.
He's going to rebuild his reputation for those who questioned it.
Exactly. Okay, I know how you guys are going to answer this one. AD to the Lakers from the Pelicans. Obviously,
it's even a question.
Okay, tell me what is the best part of the relationship between AD and LeBron in that move to the Lakers?
That's peanut butter and jelly right there.
Peanut butter.
I mean, that's just. I mean, LeBron right now being a point guard. When we got into that debate multiple times, he's a point guard. He's one of the best point guards in the game to ever play the game. And the fact that his usage rate is so high in P&Rs, and that's where AD excels. Please, like everybody else, spread out and let us work.
You ready for this, Maria?
I'm ready.
He doesn't have to be the best player and the leader of a championship contending team. In New Orleans, that was the job as a top 5 player. And for whatever reason, they weren't able to have consistent playoff success. We know going into this season, he's going to have that. And he's going to play on the big stage.
Yeah, 2 of the best players in efficiency to ever play the game are together, and obviously they're on the Lakers.
Or AD getting the MVP?
Neither.
Neither?
Don't sleep on Jokic in the MVP conversation.
Are you sure about that?
Ooh, okay.
I'm just trying to remember if you said.
for another James Harden.
Oh, what is that? What is that? I hear there's a Porzingis sighting. Is that right?
Porzingis.
Yes. Oh, okay. The Mavericks taking on the Pistons. And how about this? February 6, 2018. That was the last time we saw Porzingis. But he looks pretty good so far.
Don't be in downtown Detroit doing that, big fella. Come on now.
Look at this.
I will say this, him and Luka.
Hits the runner.
Luka, big-time player. Luka's lost weight in the offseason, NBA conditioning, and Porzingis has actually picked up weight, which he needed.
We talk so much about the Knicks organization. What about their fans? They booed Porzingis. They booed Danny Dimes.
Listen,
Got a lot to be mad about.
They do have a lot to be mad about.
Angry times right now.
Porzingis already 8 points in the first quarter so far. The pairing between Luka and Porzingis. I mean, yeah, we didn't talk about that much as a dynamic duo, but that can be an impressive one if he's healthy.
Absolutely. Porzingis is going to be one of a handful of players this year, I promise you. It's going to average 20 points, make a couple of threes, and get a couple of blocks. He is that good. The guy's 7'3". Okay, that's why KD called him the unicorn. So playing with Luka, I mean, these guys going to do some work.
I'm just going back in the files, and I'm studying Steve Nash and Dirk. They already set the blueprint, and Luka has that same feel for the game like a Steve Nash. Like, you know, every time I watch Porzingis play back in the day, like, he just didn't have somebody to make the game easy for him. And that's what Luka does. He delivers the ball on the tray.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch these two play during the regular season. We've got plenty of games. KD, the young kids do know the history of basketball and might remember some good players from the Knicks, too. Okay, let's talk about Zion and who he reminds us of. He mentioned MJ. He wants to model his game after him, but